Okay, Angie, here's a privet. This is a perfect one to show you how to do the cut and paint technique on to remove this one. But before we do that, we should really de-seed this privet as well. What we can do is cut these off and put them in the bag and then just take them off site.
So my secateurs?
Yeah, we use the secateurs to do that.
So why wouldn't we just pull out the whole plant and take it home? Like, it's not very big.
Well, two things. We want to just walk off site with as little material as possible and leave as much of the material that we're treating on site. And also, if we were to try and pull this plant out, the chances of it snapping are very high, as well as it's a really tough root system and it's really hard to pull out of the ground. So that's why we do the cut and paint technique and leave it on site. Even though this looks like a small amount of fruit, we'll stop this from spreading further into the bush. But once these get bigger, these things are amazing. They can have easily up to 100,000 fruits per big branch. We want to make sure that the birds don't spread these further into the bush.
Okay.
This small leaf privet's ready now for the cut and paint technique. It's important when we cut it that we do it really low to the ground so that it doesn't create a trip hazard in the future if we're doing some more follow-up work and more weeding in this general area. We also do a really flush cut, so sort of straight, so that when you put the herbicide on, it doesn't run off, it stays on the stump where it's meant to be.
Okay.
So I'm just going to cut that off now.
Okay.
And it's really important that we get that herbicide on quickly.
Okay. So I've just put the herbicide on with this special applicator bottle, and I read the label and I know how to use it properly, and I've got my safety gloves on.
It's really good having that red dye in it too, because as we're cutting all these little stems around here, we can see which ones we've worked on. Now, if these trunks were any bigger, what you can do with the herbicide is just run it in a ring around the outside of the trunk where the cambium or the sapwood layer is, and they're the parts of the trunk that will actively take the herbicide up and down the plant. Okay, so all these cut pieces, which have no seeds left on them, they can just all stay on site and they'll rot away eventually, and it saves us having to move all that material back off the site and is less work for us then.